We
On.
are live, yes.
Hello, everybody. This is Elisha Keating for wisdomseekers.net. And we are having a little bit of a shift today. I'm not going to read the cards for it would be. I'm going to assume we're already on.
We are live.
Yeah, and hello, everybody. Okay, I have to turn that off.
I shall say
there. See, did it. Made a mess. So this is supposed to be earth, I think, or water, but we're not going. And I'm going to, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But today I'll go on later and read the cards, just the cards. But today we're going to sit and we're going to try something new, and it should be exciting and fun. And first of all, I'd like to introduce you to a well-known face, Erin. Hi, Erin.
Hi, everybody. Hello.
And of course, we have a new reader, and you've seen her in the thread, Kenna. And we already know that Kenna's good because I've asked her to jump in and add to things for me here and there. So hello, Lily. And I can't read that, so I have to go find it on my computer.
I've got to find it.
I just got that's
Sorry.
going to be Kenna's dog, right?
Max heard a siren. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my. He's got to alert the neighborhood.
That's pretty awesome, actually. We've already got 8 people watching. It says 2 over there. Cool. So
I posted it on my page, and I said that Erin was a medium for everyone to come over, because every time I put something on my page, they'll check it and they should come over, since we can't stream over. So hopefully everybody on my Facebook site and all my friends and people that don't know us, come on. It's going to be fun. It's just talking with spirit.
We will answer questions. Actually, we're just chit chatting at the moment. Just so we get to know our readers. And I know there was one lady coming back today, and she was coming back today for the specific reason of talking to Erin, because all her family have passed over.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So she's alone. Okay. Yeah.
Anyhow, so we have a lot of people watching. No questions. We are actually open for questions because, well, that's what we do. We're readers, right?
Right. We need a question. Erin, would you like to ask a question? Elisha, would you like to ask a question? Kenna, would you like a question? Is anybody out there willing to answer me? We're psychic mediums. We got guests, so we're here. Please type something into the comments. We're getting to know each other, so we just want to give a shout out to Wisdom Keepers and look for
Seekers.
Wisdom
Seekers.
SEEKERS.
Yes.
I'm excited about this.
We do not keep the secrets. We give them out.
I'm gonna let you handle your business. I can't do that end. There's somebody coming in.
Yeah, no, the old ways were to it was to keep secrets and keep it quiet. But nowadays we're going to pass them out. We're going to tell everything we know. And excuse me, I think we have a question. We have a lot of hellos from Lily and Maria Herrera and
Erica, Lori.
Hello. Thank you. But D Sparks, I think there's a question there. Where's my daughter?
I can read it. Hi, ladies. Thank you for being here. I would love to hear from my mother, Mary Susan.
Okay, that would be you, Erin.
Okay. Okay, now I feel this woman is stepping forward, and she's making me feel that the month of May is significant, okay? The springtime, the gardens, the flowers, it was something she loved, she was known for, she is, I feel like she is saying she is watching you doing this, okay? Or nudging you to do, okay? She's okay. She's just talking about her just being around you, okay? She's getting a lot of joy from being around. And I feel that there is something recently that has been settled for you. A decision has been made, a chapter has been closed, but something came to an end that was a positive for you. And she is very happy about this. You made a good decision, you made a good choice, and she is just putting her support and her love out there for you. I hope this makes sense. I'll leave that with you.
Thank you. So
Very
Lori, as I said, we have a lot of hellos and thank yous. Nice to have us here. Megan,
Lori Dotson's first.
yeah, no, she retracted her message
Okay.
right in the middle of it, and I'm going, what did I do? Because I thought I'd done something. But no, and then I read it. So really, I'm sorry, Megan.
I need guidance so bad, LOL.
Oh, is that what that Lori said?
No, Megan did.
Lori wanted to know if a better job was coming.
Oh yeah, but she
might change her
retracted it.
mind.
Yeah. Okay, so
Megan.
I can't make this bigger. I'm really sorry.
Megan Soria 333 asks, I need guidance so bad, LOL.
So anybody can jump in on this one.
What was the name?
Megan Soria 333.
Megan, you're in a hurry all the time and you're on your spiritual path. And so you can't hurry your spiritual path. It's a journey. So you're thinking if you hurry your life up, that your spiritual path will hurry up. And it doesn't work like that. You can't get it wrong, honey. You can't get it wrong. It's a journey. It doesn't go in a straight line. Although that is the quickest point from point A to point B, your spiritual journey is like this. It's ups and downs, it's lessons. And so I get the general feeling that your whole life is out of order because you really have a problem with putting things in order and keeping them in order. It could be a little bit of ADHD or a little bit of just feeling the blues and tired. But I get that you're a younger person and I'm in my 60s. So, you know, I know that you can't answer yes or no on this. I always like confirmation in the comments and I can't even see the comments. So if you can type yes or no, that this was somewhere, is this hitting with you? Do you understand this information about why you need help in so many different areas? Because when I look at your life, you do absolutely help in every area except for you have lots of friends. You're a very outgoing person. You make friends easily. So that's the only thing I see is that you're trying to hurry your spiritual life and therefore your everyday life is boring and mundane pretty much. You don't want to do it anymore because you're more interested in the spiritual. And I totally get that because my house is a pit and I don't want to go clean it because I'm more into the spiritual right now. I can't speak for you because you're young. Hell, when I was young, but please type yes or no that this is somewhere around what you're talking about so that I know that I'm with you.
She said
She
yes
agreed,
for
yes.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure, yay. Okay, good. Got you. So we're connected. All the sweat that I'm doing for the past hour is just done. I'm sorry I get extremely nervous when I come on here, but I talk a lot. Wait, Erin, honey.
So,
I'll let Erin talk for a
let
while.
everybody know she's doing great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
She's doing wonderful.
I can't find the comments, so I'm just going to listen off of everybody. And a lot of information does come out, and I ramble, so I'm going to learn to.
And I know she rambles. She's really good at it. Got a lot of information when she rambles.
You're not a psychic unless
Hi,
you
Lori.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think you're a psychic unless you ramble. So next one I think is going to be Erin's. Erica Brooks John says, I would like to hear from my beloved husband, Maurice, and she misses him.
Now he is stepping in here, and he's stepping in with a flower to hand you, okay? And I feel like it's a red, possibly a rose, but it's a red flower. And there's something significant with this, okay? And he's talking about you being the love of his life. He's acknowledging, you know, the difficulty that you have had moving forward. And you have done this, although it has not been easy, but you have made steps to move forward, okay? And he is acknowledging that and wants you to know that he is very happy that you have done that. But you will always be the love of his life. He is always going to be there to watch over you, to make sure that you are safe and happy. But there is something with this flower. He has got this flower he wants you to have and to take. I hope that makes sense for you.
That's really good. That's really good.
And
I'd like to remind people that we do have Super Chat enabled, and everything will be split between the readers. So feel free. And our next one is Eliz-sha. And how do you figure out what contracts you made with people before you were born? That's an interesting one, because it's really hard to tell the difference between a contract and maybe a life mission, or something that is just you really like to be with that person. Generally, a contract is not a forever thing. Do you have any comments on that, Kenna or Erin?
Well, although I have the gifts and I've possessed them since birth and I've used them, I didn't know the technical terms, and I didn't know once again, like technology, I don't know what goes in the background. I know I push a button and I come and there I am. That's all I know, right? So I am learning, since I got on my spiritual path, since I decided to quit believing what everybody else said and find out for myself. So I know somewhat about your contracts and somewhat about your soul ties and karma and things like that, and why generally the contracts and the soul contracts are sometimes the difficult relationships in your life, and you wonder why they're so difficult. Well, you've got a lesson to learn, and so does that other person. And sometimes not. Sometimes you can choose an easy life. Depends on how many lives you've got and what you want to accomplish. So on that area, I can probably tell you something I read out of a book, but I can most certainly say that it applies to my life in many ways once I looked at it. But as far as the knowledge part of it, I'm still learning. So if someone else would like to step in, I'd take a back seat and listen, because I'm learning myself as I go. And I appreciate the knowledge. Erin, you want to talk now? I don't know. I know some, but I don't know it all.
You know what came to my mind when I read this was, there's times where you don't really know until you can look back and see if it was a contract, a lesson. There's contracts, there's karmic lessons, there's soulmates. It's hard to really determine until you're in it, till you're after it. And then looking back, does that make sense?
Looking back is really, it's a lot easier to see looking back.
I mean, it is.
Yes. And I couldn't be able to say that unless I was this age and looked back. And,
right.
When you look at your life, it looks like a total wreck. Like, okay, here's this crash and burn relationship, and here's this bad decision, crash and burn, and here's this crash and burn. And here, once again, it's a, crash and burn. But really, what did I learn? It was the same lesson I was trying to be taught, and I refused to learn it.
Yeah.
So not only did I hurt someone in the process, which, none of us want to do it. We just don't. But at the time, we're so stupid because we're new here on this earth. We're old, we know better, but we still make stupid choices. We just do. That's part of life. And you do it enough, so you have to stop and go, what is this? Because this is a repeating pattern in my life. Could it possibly have anything to do with me versus a random accident? Absolutely. I put it on that other person. Well, it must be in your contract to do what I tell you. You know, you can bully people that way. I try with my husband, but I'm not. I think you.
That
I
goes
think
with,
you.
sorry, go ahead.
I think the thing that I appreciate most, even though aging is, you know, something that none of us, well, we don't want to cut it short or anything, you know, but you really can't look back on your life until you don't even care to look back on your life until you're at a certain age and you have time to look back. And then that's when everything starts becoming crystal clear. And I think that's why people, a lot of women decide to get on their spiritual path once their children are raised and they've got time to look into.
And that's generally about 60.
Right.
As a general rule.
Oh,
but
I did not know.
One thing about contracts that it's always really hard to do is know when it's time to say goodbye. And that's when you can say goodbye to a contract and do it knowingly, then you know you've got the lesson.
So would you say that people that are your friends that could actually be like, say I have a girlfriend, you know, like a friend, just, you know, that we've been friends for 30 years, but as time has gone by, you seem to grow apart. Could that have been a contract that we wrote together to come in, or does it have to be a relative, or how are those contracts?
Yeah, friends can
be
I know
anyone.
growing up, I had 3 really good friends, and about 15 years ago, they just vanished, and we have nothing in common at all or anything. And you know, we see each other on the streets. If we see each other on the streets, we probably say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" But yeah, no, it was a contract. It brought me to where I am. It brought them to where they are. And yes,
Some
definitely.
you outgrow. Some people you outgrow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as you vibrate higher, you know, and that's that.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody here, you know, like if I had just first jumped on, I wouldn't even know what a vibration was. I didn't even know that you vibrated. Right. So yeah. I wondered on my path, you know, had I maybe not outgrown them because they're all precious and wonderful and wise, but was there a separation or a different path that I should take that maybe somebody else wasn't willing to take with me? And that's okay, because we have to love each other where we're at. But I did notice a distinct separation. So that would make more sense to me, a contract versus a karmic tie, because those tend to have your heart, you know, like your children and your spouse and your good tight, close relationships would be more of a karmic thing than a contract, correct?
They could be soul contract or soulmates, you know, soul contracts of, yeah.
But even with soul contracts, the soulmates are twin flames. Eventually you do outgrow them too, believe it or not.
Wow. Now see, if I'd had the 411 a long time ago on marriage, I'd be way ahead of the game, but I didn't have that information back then.
Same.
And that's I'm gonna use.
Yeah.
You know, spiritual growth, there's one thing I know about spiritual growth. It's really complicated. It's always the simplest answer.
Yeah.
Always. And the first answer. Do you ever like give an answer to somebody and then you change it up going, no, it couldn't possibly be that because that's too bizarre. And then you work it back around and you remember what you first were going to say. And they go like, oh, well, I understand that now. But we try to go and explain it in a way to make sense to people, you know,
And me, I give what I get. And I said, yes. Do you understand what I'm saying? And yes. If they say no, then I work it around.
Let me put it to you this way.
So and I think a lot of that is like relying on your guides and stuff to trust what they're giving you, even as crazy bizarre as it can be.
Yes, and
Like,
some of them
okay, are you
really-
sure?
Well, I will tell you one funny thing, and it's not that funny, and I'm gonna keep it G-rated because we're seniors. My husband and I are seniors, but I had a lady that came on and wanted a reading, and she said her husband was deceased, and she was probably in her 40s, maybe. And she said, my husband is deceased, and I want to know if you can like talk to him. I'm like, okay. So yeah, he showed up because I read in my garage. That's what my little tent's about. My husband and I bought this so we can take a little psychic tents. We just had a ball. I mean, psychic fairs. We had a ball.
Yeah.
Well, so
nice.
I'm reading out here, in this little tent. This lady comes on and she wants to know if her deceased husband has a message for her. And I'm just sitting there going, I can't tell this. It's too bad.
No, I've told the guys that too. I said, give me a different one, okay?
Yeah.
Right? Because the man was telling me that she and he had used to love to come in the garage. That's where they had sexual relationships with, which is not, that's fine with me. I am the most non-judgmental person. I don't care. But I was like, how am I going to say this on Facebook to her without her, embarrassing her? So I said, did you and your husband have sex in your garage? She goes, how did you know? And I was like, because Spirit came and told me the same thing that my husband and I do in our garage is what you do. So that was the funniest read from me. And the lady said, I don't know how you got that. And I said, I don't either. And so it's weird how Spirit shows up and how you get your information, be it a picture or yourself or something. But Spirit's got their own way to talk to you. It's very interesting.
And the more I read for them, the more I find their sense of humor. It's a little over the top sometimes.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like it's a soap opera too, and it's their life. It's very important to them. It's super important, and I get it. But sometimes I'll just have to talk to them like they're my neighbor. Girl, you still going through that? Because the person has to choose. They got free will. So every time they ask the same question, it's like, well, I see you're still in the same situation, but until that person is willing to move, I just laugh about it and try to be their friend and give them some advice as far as, what you can do to help yourself with the heartbreak, or what you can do to get that man back, or what you can do to fix yourself before you get another man.
You
Stuff
really
like that.
want that man back, honest to God. You broke
Takes wisdom.
Anyhow,
gotta be-
Positive for Life says, I would love to know what my grandma B wants me to know for this June. Thank you. And go ahead, Kenna. You're on a roll.
Always. Spirit gives me all this energy. My husband's just looking at me like, wow, why don't you clean the house like that? Well, because it's not fun anymore. And this is, and I love this, but yes, actually, are you born or somebody's birthday is significant with that death? Yes or no, please, in the comments. There's something about the date of the death of the person and a birthday.
Okay, I was going to keep an eye on that, open for that.
So go ahead, Erin. I'm sorry I stepped over.
You didn't step over. You finished. Go ahead. Oh no, you didn't.
We're gonna have a you didn't war, okay?
Yeah.
We're some really nice ladies, and we want to stay really nice ladies. And I feel really privileged to be here because it's hard to find nice ladies. It's hard to find people who are honest. It's hard to trust anybody anymore. So I always trust Spirit. Spirit always gives me a yes and a no. So I'm happy to be here today, and I hope all the viewers are enjoying this because there's no telling how long we're going to go. But this is the most accurate place I've ever found.
And the answer is Grandma B died in June.
But it was not significant. Was it significant to her birthday? Is her birthday in
She didn't
June?
say anything about her birthday. She just said her grandmother died in June.
I get that there's somebody in the family, whether it's her children or her or somebody related, it's in her family. Their birthday, and it's got to be somebody that was either younger than her, born on the date she died, on the date she passed crossed. There's a baby that was born on that date, correct? That's what I get. And this is spirit validating. If I'm not with you, then I close up and I say I'm not with you. But this is how I validate.
Birthday.
It's her birthday.
In July.
Her birthday's in July as well.
Okay, read the question one more time.
Okay. Hi, I would love to know what my grandma B wants me to know for this June. Thank you. That's positive for life.
Positive for Life is gifted. Positive for Life has many gifts, but can't read all the time for themselves. Erin, it's your turn, honey.
You were on something there, okay? But what I'm feeling is this child born has not been born yet.
Oh, so there's the
Okay.
secret. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
yes. There is.
Wonderful.
That's what I'm getting and feeling is you're on it, but this child isn't here yet.
I had that.
So,
I had that too.
surprise.
Makes sense.
I don't know. I don't feel that it is positive for life that is gonna it's not her, but
One of her children or grandchildren.
it's somebody there.
Somebody in
but
the
there is gonna
family.
be so
A baby's coming, you think, Erin?
I don't feel that this person is pregnant yet because I feel that this is going to be coming next year. Okay. So it's somebody that this is going to be, and it's going to be significant to grandma's birth date she passed.
That makes total sense to me, even though I didn't ask the question.
Yeah.
Sometimes Spirit will start talking to me and I'll have an answer. So I'm not sure how I need to temper that or fix that, but y'all just hang with me. Okay. We'll work out a system.
You're fine. You're doing good.
Just breathe.
Okay. That's what meditation is all about.
And sometimes it's hard to interpret what they're saying.
Yeah. Especially with
And
the mediumship
it's all
isn't
good.
first
And
gift.
I'm nervous. This is my first time.
You're
know,
doing fabulous.
Look at this face. All right.
You got great energy.
Breathe. So D Sparks says thank you. Lori says
You're
lots of
welcome.
energy around me, and she has another question later on. One of my favorite people to read for is Seven Ocean Skies, because every time I get her name, I get this huge expansive energy around it. And her question is, hey, wondering if there's any messages for me, with big smiley face. And
You missed one.
I missed one.
Maria Herrera.
No, she's next.
Oh, I have that one
No,
way
you're
before.
right. I did. A great deal of apologies. Maria Herrera. Hi, can I have any advice from my deceased mother? Thank you and blessings. And you're right.
You're fine.
And I had such a great intro for Seven Oceans.
And then pause.
Pause for commercial.
So
Are we going to?
So Maria, oh, sorry. I feel that your mother is coming in, okay? And I feel that when she was here on the earth plane, she was a nervous type person. She had anxiety, was always worrying about everybody, okay? And I feel that you and her you're a lot alike in this way, okay? And so she is coming in, and it's with an advice, with love, to tell you that it's so much energy. It takes so much energy to worry about everybody else, okay? When we can't control what other people choose to do, what they do. Our worrying does not make anything any better, any worse, okay? It's of no use. So she is wanting to come in to tell you that was not a good way for her to be. That made her very exhausted, okay? And she would like you to start spending more time on you, worrying about you, as far as, are you doing anything that's making you happy? Okay. When was the last time you did something nice for you? Self-care, okay? Look at those things, because she wants you to do things that she didn't do. It was, she had more of the outlook of, you have to take care of everybody around you and there's no time for me, okay? She wants you to spend time on you. It's very important. I'll leave that with you.
Very good.
That's
And
beautiful.
then Seven Ocean Skies. I won't do the intro again.
Da, 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 da.
I'm wondering if there's any messages for me, a big smiley face. You can do this, Kenna, if you like.
Does your name start with an L by any chance? The initial L?
L, will you look and see what her name starts with L?
And does your last name, does it?
She'll let you know as soon as she gets it.
Okay, if it does, then I got her. That's how, I have
I'm
to
gonna have
test
to
it.
teach you how to grab hold of people energetically.
I'm hanging on to this one until I can get confirmation that this person's name starts with an L.
Yeah,
the-
no, I'm gonna have to teach you how to grab hold of the energy.
No, you're hooking on to somebody else. Does
You
not
got-
start with an L.
No, her name does not start with an L. So
We do
Does
have a
it-
couple of L's in here though.
yeah, it's not her.
No, I don't have anything at this point. If you want to open, if someone else will open, I'll give you what I get after, but I've got somebody with the initial L. The initial L.
Maybe Lori
That's the
Dodson.
information. Could be. Oh,
Okay.
could be. Yeah.
Seven Ocean Sky. So what I'm feeling that is coming in for you is, I'm feeling some really uplifting, positive energy that surrounds you, okay? Where you go, good things follow, good things are around you, okay? You have great energy. You make people around you feel good just to have you around, okay? Whatever you're doing, they're saying keep doing, okay? You're manifesting things like crazy, okay? And you may or may not be aware of that, but what you set your mind to manifests very quickly.
I have something for Seven Ocean Sky.
Please.
Okay. Seven Ocean Sky. Could you tell me if you have the gift of mediumship, if you have the gift of dreams, if you have the gift of having psychic information and also accessing the Akashic records? Because I got all of that for you.
She might
Is
not.
all of this?
She might not know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Is she young? Is she in her 30s or is she older?
We don't
We
know.
have never. We've never asked that sort of question.
Okay, so if it's that's kind of how I determine like who I'm with, especially when I'm like on a feed by myself and I can't see the questions. They're not.
Yeah,
I
no,
can't-
I never know. I know a few of these people because I've actually read for a few of them on the physical, but Seven Ocean Sky, I've just read for her on the feeds. I do know though that what Erin was getting, one of the, it's when I went in and looked, I saw this big grin on her face and she's laughing, not at us, but with us. So yeah.
For whatever reason, her spiritual journey is quite a to-do, a big to-do.
Yeah, and I agree with you. When I read on her,
Okay.
I get
Yeah.
great expansive energy.
I feel like it. I'm in the beginning. I'm a man, 31.
31.
Is a
Seven
man,
Ocean Sky
31.
is a man. He's
We
31.
apologize.
I knew
We are
whoever
so
it was.
used to having females.
Well, sometimes, it depends on the energy of the person too. It doesn't matter male or female, but when this gentleman came up. Actually, I saw a picture of a friend of mine that's in her 30s. So that told me to tell that spirit showing me these gifts that my friend has, you have them.
Yeah.
You may not be using them. Male or female doesn't matter to me. Mostly we get women, but I love men. I've got nothing but men around me. So, you know, men are welcome here.
When men follow these paths, they're usually exceptionally good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it's, you know, it's like women do all the cooking. Most of the major cooks in the world are chefs or men. So yeah, so the truth is, Seven Ocean Sky, you're probably destined or have chosen or have the choice to become probably a very famous spiritual guide.
And I feel that he is very strong in the masculine, but also the feminine side. He has a very good balance. There's a very good balance there.
And I agree. I mean, I always loved answering the question. I never get great answers for them, but I love the energy.
Sometimes we don't know about those answers. We don't know how to tell it, but we'll try.
Yeah. But anyhow, Seven Ocean Sky, we would love to talk to you a bit more, just to see. Maybe maybe you'd like to come on one of our chats at one of these days and see what you have to say. I would love to speak to some of the people on the thread, just to get to know you. I know we get to know a few people like Lori Dotson and Jennifer Schwab, but so the next question is, Megan says, Soria says, yes, for sure. And I think we answered that.
Yeah.
Angela Dahir, and she's a really sweet lady. She says, well, of course she is. What she just said is, hi, Elijah and everyone. I love Elijah. She is my mentor. NL, and would love to hear what you feel is coming for me in the coming months, especially June. And Angela, Anjali, she's a beautiful woman, and she has a food blog, and she takes pictures of these great food on Instagram.
I feel like you should be answering this one.
So
Elijah. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Hang on, let me go in. I answered this one a couple days ago, though, and the answer hasn't changed. It's going to be really good. June is going to be a good month for you. You're going to be, when I see you in June, I see you just swaying and dancing and moving with the music and being very happy and very, very delighted with the way life is turning out for you at the moment. And I suspect there is a surprise, and I'm not going to tell you what the surprise is because then it's not a surprise. But it's going to make your heart light, and it makes you feel like you want to sing. And it may not be what you expect. Very interestingly, or it may be what you expect, and you do create a lot of food. So they might be there, but somehow there is a party involved and you create food. And I do know that she is, I do know, we have talked a little bit about her food. I do know that it looks delightful.
I see her going on a trip, and it's outside of the United States. I don't know where she resides, but it's another country. So I don't know if she's like going to another country to do something with her business, or if she's going for pleasure. But I did see an international.
Lives in, I think it's around New York, but she has friends in higher up in the States. And
I think she went to Paris or is going to Paris.
That would be nice.
Take me with you.
Yeah, we all want to go with you.
I don't think we're invited, but I'll go.
Did you get anything, Erin? Because
I didn't.
you've got that look on your face.
Oh, the things I was getting creativity, art, but with fruit, something with fruit and creating and I feel like it's gonna be for something big, like a party or something. Okay.
That's
I don't know
awesome.
if that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
no, I got food and it looked like a party to me too.
Yeah.
There's something to celebrate.
Mhm.
So Lori Dotson says, it's nice to see your face, Kenna.
Hi, Lori. It's always good to see you in the comments and to see your icon, and you always come with a bumblebee that tells me you're a worker, that you always stay busy. So it's good to meet you too. So every time I see a little bee, I think about you, Lori. So I guess that we're gonna have to call you Bee.
We already have a bee on here.
We'll call her Bumblebee then, because she's
Bumblebee, yeah, that works. So Jennifer Schwab says, hello, ladies. Do my spirit guides have any messages for me? And thank you so very much.
I have gotten one or a couple minutes ago for her. Okay. And what they came in and said is stop asking them and start listening to us and get your own messages. Okay. So this is a nudge that you can communicate. You can listen to them. They want to come to you directly and have you listen. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That was very good. I don't always hear like you do, like from the guides like you do. I don't know what I'm hearing. I just call it spirit. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's very interesting to me how both of you. I don't know. It's very interesting to sit in. I like the energy.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
It's very good energy on the feed and very good energy right here, and I appreciate that so much. I just want everyone to know.
Thank you.
It's nice. It's nice to be
Well,
smothered in love and light.
Yep. And you're part of it.
Yep, you're
Well,
definitely part of it.
I've been
So-
shoving my way in, haven't I?
Well, you definitely make yourself
You're
known.
You have great energy, Kenna.
Our next lady comes from the Netherlands, which I just love hearing where people come from. So with I know, I put it in. And she's Doreen 888. Heard several astrologers about the Jupiter-Saturn alignment December 20th. I think 0 degrees in Aquarius. They all said it was going to be heavy. May I ask what you guys feel about it? Just curious. And I go, because I don't know anything about astrology.
I don't know anything. I know a little about it. I try to pay attention to it, but I'm not real into it yet. You know, that's just one of the areas that I look at. But I did see it on the equator. I was shown a picture of the map and what you were talking about. And Saturn is always a hard planet, is what I heard. And so the hard aspects that go with Saturn are going to also come into your life. And this is especially important to you because you are the sign, your birth sign is one of the, you mentioned it and I can't pull it back. What'd you say?
Capricorn, December 20th is, and then Aquarius.
So that's what the concern is because of the Aquarius in your chart. You're concerned about how this is going to be affecting your health and your career for some reason, are the two areas that you are most concerned about with this change. So it sounds like you've been struggling in those areas and you're wondering about the hard aspects that Saturn's going to have on your life. Well, you can prepare for that now, is what I'm hearing. And so that's the information for me. And I got some cold chills. So that's confirmation from spirit. So if you can type yes, and somebody could read that's close, or tell me where I'm at, because that's how I gauge if I continue to read or if I stop, if I'm with you.
We'll do that for you as soon as it comes up. But first of all, Dean Sparks with a $30 super chat.
Thank
It's
you.
really cool.
Asks again,
All
is
right.
everything here always helpful, hopeful, and healing? Anything significant I need to know at this time? Do I need to move?
Did you catch that?
What was the name?
I can read it.
Sparks?
D
Okay.
Spark.
D Spark. And the question?
Anything significant I need to know at this time?
And thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna start with what I get, and if you want, and then as people add to it, since it's a $30 super chat, right?
Yep.
So you get the benefit of 3 different views.
At least
So
two.
or at least 2. Elisha, she takes herself out. She acts like she's the boss today, and I agree. Okay, I do whatever she says. But for you, Dee, I get that you're at a crossroads in your life, and you don't know which way to turn right now. And so you're looking for direction. And while I can go in and look at every area of your life, and that takes some time, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to let everybody else say some things. And as Spirit gives me things, come back to me and I'll give you some more. But what I did get for you is that you just really don't know which direction to go at this point in time with your life. You know that you need to make a change, but you don't really see how you can. It's like you're behind a rock, or you're between a rock and a hard place. If you do this, this is wrong. It's going to mess up everything over there. If you do that, it's going to mess up their life. And you're sitting there in the middle with no life, trying to make everybody else happy. That's how I feel. I feel very stuck in this situation. And it's not just one. It's generally everything in your life. At this point, you're questioning, and I don't know why. So if anybody else wants to add something to that, generally Spirit will give me more stuff once, more information. What
I am getting to add to that is a lot of the heaviness you feeling stuck has to do with you feeling you have to put other people's needs before your own, okay? And that's a struggle because I follow your truth, follow your intuition, follow where you are being pulled, okay? It's not wrong, okay? It's not wrong. We all have to lead and walk our own roads, our own lives, okay? It's what is best for you. Trust. And I'll leave that with you.
And also, there's something I recommend to everybody: step back from being in the center of your emotions. Look at yourself from a third party perspective. There is a third way that you're not looking at and you can't see because you're too close to it. And that is probably the one that will take you out of a rock and a hard space. Kenna,
Yes, ma'am.
did you have something to add?
Yeah, she just is really, this is a woman, correct?
I believe so.
I just feel super stuck, like I owe my children, and I owe this over here, and I owe my time and attention at church, or I owe my time and attention to this function, or I owe, and this person here just feels like they don't really know who they are anymore. And that's a hard place to be, but I think we all come to it at a certain age and stage. You have to kind of reevaluate your life, and for once, don't feel bad about putting yourself first, because just like another lady that came up in the reading, you know, the grandmother that had passed and said she worked and worked and worked all the time, and she stressed and stressed and stressed all the time. Well, that's kind of where you're at, and you can't find any peace. You have no kind of peace inside, although you look like a peaceful person, and you look though you have it all together, and everybody in the community and everybody you know thinks you're Wonder Woman, or man, don't know. I think you're a woman, but you are at a pivotal point in your life where it's either I'm gonna jump and do this and take a chance, and I don't even know what direction you're gonna begin, but this all came about because of your time, your energy, and your effort and your prayers. You're searching and searching, and you're like Elisha said, and I love Erin. I love your response. You're so calm and sweet. I love your voice, and so are you, Elisha. And I'm just country. I am, but it's really blunt when it comes out. But I do feel stuck, and I feel like you need to find something about you. You know, what can you do? What do you like? Do something about yourself just to make you laugh. I don't care if it's dancing, act stupid, because you have never got to be the real you, be it from childhood to marriage or to whatever. There's this persona of who you are, but that's not even you. So I've been there and it's hard. But once I decided that I was going to like me, the whole world opened up. The whole world. So I don't know why I feel that way, but I got cold chills all over, and it's a hard place to be, but it's certainly a place that if we're lucky, if we're blessed, or if we're whatever, I feel like it was a huge blessing because I had to find me. And the advice I give to other, especially young women, is find yourself before you go out and find anybody. Go find out who you are, what you like, and what you like to do, because by the time you start having babies and things, your life is pretty much dedicated to that. And so as women, we don't get to think about it till we're older. That's the place I see you at right now. And I hope I generally like comments, but I can't read them. So
if there's any comments, I will let you know, promise. I also got, as a corollary to what Ken is saying, it is all right to be a little bit selfish at this point in your life. It is all right to put the mantle down and look at yourself and say no. And no is a powerful word. No is a really powerful word. Say no. Don't
And
say
it's
no
a complete
because
sentence.
say no. And look at yourself, make a choice for yourself, whether it's a good choice or a bad choice at this point is irrelevant. Is the fact is you make the choice for yourself. And having said that it's irrelevant, go with the peaceful knowledge that it will be relevant. Okay.
And to listen and be sure and remember to listen, like Erin said, because you're getting guidance. Mm-hmm. You're receiving guidance, but you're kind of scared to count on that. But that's really all you can count on. Your guidance is the best thing to count on. But it's always good to come and get other people's opinions, because I'm like that. I'll be calling each and every one of them up and asking them, what do you get on this and what do you get on that? And I'll get a really good picture from and it's always been accurate. So yeah, I hope this hits somewhere close in there, because I really feel like sitting down and crying with you. I'd put my arm around you and I'd hug you and tell you it's going to be okay, though.
Just send that energy out. Erin, how are you doing? It's an hour.
Good. Yeah. I wanted to go back to Doreen 888 with the Jupiter Saturn alignment. Okay.
Yep.
So what I'm feeling about this is, of course, Saturn is the planet of lessons. It's difficult transits. Okay. But Jupiter is then, that is a planet of expansion. Okay. So it's almost like going to feel like a back-to-back heaviness. Learn what is coming at you quick. Okay. Because then it's going to turn around and expand and flourish. Okay. So depending on where you're walking into this from, and especially, if you are Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Capricorn, my mind just went blank with that, but there is going to be something that you need to learn. Okay. But it's going to come quick. It's something that has been like repeating itself, but it's going to be a very important life lesson. And if you get it. Okay. And then it's going to turn around and expand for you. So heaviness, but then like a reward type of thing. I hope that answers your question.
Actually, that's a really good answer for Doreen. And she is at this moment in a very powerful moment in her life of expansion. And I see her doing really good.
Great.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Erin, you put it so eloquently. And so I'm learning. And I thank you for that.
We all learn.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
we
amazing.
all learn.
Yeah.
It's like always remaining teachable.
I know. I feel like I can't get enough, honestly. And it's so simple. It's not like you're getting whooped to learn it or something. It's like you really want to know. It's like E.F. Hutton's talking.
It's called contagion.
Yep.
You catch it.
Right.
Tay.
So Tay 2637. Hello, ladies. I've been waiting to get my dog Flower fixed, but I keep going back and forth on whether I should or not. Is there a reason I can't make a decision, or is it just internal worrying? So I gotta answer, and I'll ask the other ladies too, but I do have a feeling that Flower might have an extremely sensitive system. And I know with my middle dog, with my baby, I have to spend extra money to make sure that the drugs that they give her can be extracted and taken, because you give her, when she was fixed, she was stoned for 3-4 days and she was wobbly, and it was quite scary. I have a feeling that Flower has that sensitive energy, and I know you, Tay, you're very powerful energy. So yeah, I would say that there is a reason to be careful. Having said that, Erin, Kenna, anything that you pick up about Flower or Tay-Tay's fear?
Well, I get the Flower was quite an expensive dog. Is that correct? For breeding?
It's not, I would suspect that Flower is a pet, but I don't, as expensive, I'm not sure. They do
I
have
thought-
some very curious animals.
Well, that's kind of what I wasn't sure what I'm seeing, other than there's this Flower, this dog that's quite valuable for some, and how I see it, I'm just saying it,
Yeah.
for whatever
I do
reason.
know that their animals are extremely valuable to them emotionally. They like Tay has a little rabbit that's just the cutest little thing you ever saw.
Has the Flower had puppies? Is Flower a girl?
I would suspect Flower is a girl, yeah.
Okay, so has Flower had one litter of puppies yet?
That I don't know.
If so, don't have any more.
Yeah, that's probably true for high-strung dogs. It's probably not a good idea to have more than one litter.
There's something about the Flower. Flower's extremely nervous, and only one litter is all she can do.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all. Just one litter, and I think maybe they might want puppies, and that's the concern.
Flower's a girl, never had puppies.
Flower's a female, never had
Yes.
puppies.
So
She doesn't need to have any, but like you said, she has to weigh it out herself and see
Yeah,
if.
no, I don't think she wants to have puppies.
Mm-mm.
That's why they were wanting to know about having her fixed. But I do have a feeling that, like you said, she's a very sensitive creature.
Well,
What do you get, Erin?
yeah. What do you get, Erin?
Or do
'Cause
you pick up on animals? I've never seen you do an animal.
I'm not real good at
You
it.
know, when the question first came up, I just felt that there was a little bit of too much worrying over it.
Mm.
And yeah, that's probably also true.
Just trust your intuition, but I feel that some of it is a little bit just worrying a little bit too much. Okay. And I don't even know if that makes sense, but there's just something about it that
Not sitting right. She's got a feeling. They've got a feeling in their gut, and now you're confirming that something's not right. That's
no,
right?
no. What I felt was that her part of her concern is some of her own anxiety about it. Okay.
Yeah.
That I was not feeling that there is a big problem. Okay. I felt more, a good portion of it was Tay-Tay's
Own
fear of it,
anxiety.
anxiety of it. Okay. But I always go with your intuition, trust your intuition. Okay. But also recognize where the information is coming from. Okay. Because intuition, that's like from solar plexus, just below there, and anxiety is just kind of like in here, okay, when you're okay, so just pay attention to that.
Very interesting, Erin. I never even thought to do that. How cool.
Well, yeah, we learn.
Tay would
Okay.
like confirmation that she'll be okay when she gets fixed. I still feel that you would probably want to spend a little bit more money and get the drug that's reversible.
Mhm.
But I don't see her demise or anything.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So Lori Dotson says, ladies, you're doing great. I'm so happy to be here. I love the high vibes. And she wants to know if she can ask another question. And I think that's probably okay. I don't.
So, hold on, I have to find it. Okay. If so, what kind of new job is coming for me? I feel a change coming in.
Yeah, Lori wants to know what kind of new job is coming in for me, and I feel a change coming in. And I can confirm that because I got that yesterday, that there was a change for her.
I got something in retail business. Something in retail. What do you see as a career path for her next position?
Me, I never saw anything. I just saw the change. And retail, I suspect, would be quite a change from what she's in.
I see her in an office setting doing something with books first. Then I see her in retail. So I don't know if she's like, I don't know what that's. And this is why I like, to be able to comment and stuff. So y'all all bear with me, people that don't know me. Okay, I'll get there. But I'm used to reading a certain way. And so I ask a lot of questions. I don't know why. That's just how I've always done it. I can't even explain myself.
That's a style.
Yeah, that's your style. Trust it. Don't question it. Trust it.
So I get pictures, and so I have to try and interpret like the flashes and the videos and the pictures or the feelings or here's the picture of so-and-so over here. So how does it relate to this person right here? So I'm a little bit nervous. I will tell you that because I'm all hunched over like that and I'm not breathing. No, I'm not. Relax. So since it's you, Lori, I really want it to be, something that you would enjoy because you're such a light and you're not sharing your light and it makes you unhappy. You got to be around people. And I think this next position will help you. But I did see something in retail, but I do know that you do some kind of a set of books for somebody's business, bookkeeping. And you want out of that. You don't want behind it. You don't want to be back there anymore. You want to be out with people. Is that a yes or a no? I
know a little bit about Lori, and she is in charge of certain people, and she goes to bat for people, and she works in a place that is not highly lit up energetically.
She's an advocate, right?
Yeah, she's very much an advocate.
So is that legal? Is that a legal profession?
No, she does this because she rights the impossible wrongs. That's from the man from La Mancha.
Let's see. And this is Lori, right?
Yeah, Lori Dotson.
Lori that's on the feed with me, right?
Yep. And she's one of our regulars.
I know. So even more important. So since this is her, I'm wondering, has she applied for a different position where she would be more around people? Because just because I'm shown this picture, I have to make sense of why I'm seeing that picture when that's nothing to do with you. So were you thinking about going into some kind of business where you'd be around more people? I get retail because I see a mall, or I don't know what that, it's just a place where everybody gets in one place and they go and buy different stuff. So why would you be there? Why does Spirit show me that? Why would Spirit show me this big shopping thing? That's what I need to know.
I suspect in this case, Lori hasn't got to the place where she knows what she wants. So maybe that's Spirit telling you to give her a hint?
She
Oh, okay.
plant management position.
She's in a plant management position right now.
Supervisor position has openings.
Okay, and supervisor has opening. So yeah, that would be a good job for Lori.
Okay, so when I'm seeing an aerial view, it's a factory, not a,
Yeah.
it's an industry, not a mall. Because I got an aerial view of where this place was, and it looked like a big mall, because all I got to see was an aerial view.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Mhm. With lots of cars all around in the parking lot, like everybody's shopping, because I don't know where she's at. I don't know what it looks like where she's at.
I have a hunch they build cars.
They build cars? Ooh.
As a cashier for 30 days, really enjoyed it.
She worked as a cashier for 30 days and loved it.
Because she was around people and she got to interact with people more.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Definitely a people person.
There is a position coming up that she should apply for. So if she hasn't checked to see what's coming up, I believe there's a position that will pay just as much money, but she'll have a little more freedom, a little more downtime, and she can take time to talk to people versus give lectures or whatever that is she's doing, or like talking to people. She's telling them things. I'm not sure, because half the time I don't even listen to the message before I'm listening to what I'm getting. So even though it comes out jumbled, I think that's why I like to ask for confirmation, because if it's a yes, then generally more information comes through. I'm just going to explain y'all how I read, because I can't really understand it myself right now. And so I'm really blessed to be here with two gifted readers, so that they can kind of like, I feel like a bowling ball sometimes. And I need those little bumper pads, so I can just stay in my lane, and I don't get a gutter ball or something. So Lori, you made me extremely nervous. That's okay. That means I'm going to love you a whole bunch. So I hope that this is somewhere along the lines of what you were looking for, but I just know that you feel like you're not interacting enough with people, and you like people, and you're good with people. Your face makes me smile, makes me happy, because you have a lot of light to share. And a lot of life. You got a lot of life in you.
She does.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what else she does and accomplishes in life.
Oh, I'm sure she's going to do well. Erica
Hi, Ashley. Hi, Emily.
Says, yes, thank you so much. I received his rose. Blessings to you all.
Thank you.
And she has a rose and a tear. That's for you.
Oh.
That's very sweet. Ashley says, hi, can you ask a question?
Yes.
I believe you can.
Yeah, I already answered that.
Okay. And Keisha W. or Emily Equine says, hello, everyone. Keisha W. Hi, ladies. My message from my spirit guides. What do I need to know?
So what I'm feeling coming in is, okay, so what they're showing me is this, okay? So I feel like there's been a little bit of mischief, or a little bit of getting nothing serious, but like getting yourself into some situations that probably weren't situations you should have even gotten yourself involved with. Okay. So they're making me feel that they have tried to stop this, almost like this, wanting to keep you quiet. Okay. But it hasn't worked. So that's just kind of the sign that they're giving me. Laughing, of course. You have a great bubbly personality. And they're talking about how sometimes you have to take the road less traveled, okay, to learn certain lessons, okay? There's certain lessons that you have to learn. And they just get like you crack them up, okay? You crack them up because they're, you know things, okay, but you just choose to kind of do it anyway. And it's feeling all lighthearted, loving, okay? And they're saying, you're doing great. You're doing great. So I'll leave that with you.
That was beautiful. That was a great reading.
Thank you.
And I did see that, actually. I did see like the hand go up, like, oh my God. And so I just kind of bowed down. So I was really happy that you did that, because you said it so eloquently, everything that I was feeling. So thank you for that. That was great. And it confirmed it for me, right? Instead of them having to go yes or no, because you said it, and I was like, yay, I was right. I was there with you. So thank goodness I didn't have to say anything.
Trust. Yeah.
Trust.
So, excuse me, Lori Dotson says, I've been learning lessons since I was born. I remember as a baby how the beds in the hospital felt, I'm assuming. I remember another baby took my toy, LOL. I let them take it. This is so weird that I remember this. When I was born, I remember seeing my mammy and papi, my dad's parents, come to the house where we were living at the time and visit with us and help my mom out. And they didn't know a lick of English, and mom didn't know very much French, so the communication was hard. But I remember it. I was probably like 3 days old, maybe.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
What a memory has, the brain retains is insane. Maria Herrera with a $15 super chat asks, I have another question. Can you see if my son using his spiritual gifts sometime in his life? Thank you, all of you.
Yes, he does use his spiritual gifts, and he uses them to stay out of trouble. So he's listening to his gut, which is his basic intuition, which he learned to use that a long time ago, because he almost got hit by a car and he looked twice. So yes, your son is using his spiritual gifts, and he is paying attention in his own life. He's using them right now for his own purpose, which is survival, which is, what we're intended to use them for. He's not using them in the manner in which you would like for him to, but all you can do is set the example for him and don't say anything. It's his decision. And encourage him on the way. Just encourage him, because this is a different thing. He's different, and he doesn't know what to make out of it yet. And so you want to be very positive with him and encouraging, because that he'll make a difference in the world with his life. So your son is just being a guy, honey. You don't have anything to worry about. He's just being a guy. He's not going to get hurt. He's fine. That's every mother's, thing. You're like, is my kid paying attention? Are they going to be okay? And I get it. Believe me, I get it. There's not another carefree day once you become a mother. I don't care how old they get. You never have that peaceful sleep again. So I feel some anxiety comes with that question, and I get that. I understand it. I do. But I think for the spirituality part, he's listening. He's a lot better at it than what you think. He's a lot more gifted than what you think. But yes, he uses it.
Erin?
Emily Aquin, I would like to hear what type of advice my spirit guides have for me pertaining to this big change I am going through.
Oh, I apologize. I thought that was that was already asked.
Oh no, that's okay.
Y'all know I can't see nothing.
This is why my mom keeps me around.
That's right.
I can't see. I can't get dressed.
That, and she lost the receipt to return me. So
I said I'd adopt you, Elle. I said I'd adopt you.
I don't think mom's willing to give me up so quick anymore.
You might have to change my diapers someday.
I'll leave that to the professionals.
That's what my boys say. No thanks, Mom.
So Emily, what I'm feeling for you is you are at a time in your life where some big things are coming up, okay? And it's area in which you haven't been before. Okay, so what is coming to me is, in order to grow, we have to come out of our comfort zone. Okay, and right now you are out of your comfort zone. Okay, it's not comfortable at all. So it's causing you to question if this is the right road you're on, if this is the right path. Are you making the right decisions? Okay. Trust. Okay. Trust, trust, trust. Believe you are right where you are supposed to be. Believe in yourself. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but this is going to be a massive growth ascension process for you. Okay. Spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Okay. And I hope that makes sense. And I'll leave that with you.
So we have two super chats. So,
Maria Herrera has already been asked.
okay, and the other one?
Joy, Peace, and Love just came in.
Okay. So they've both been answered?
No, Joy, Peace, and Love just came in.
Okay, and she has a question?
Yeah.
Okay, Joy, Peace, and Love has a question. And I have to rely on Elle to find it.
Hello, ladies. Do you have anything I need to know for the month of June? I do have a question on the list already regarding my family and love relationships. Also, I have been feeling kind of stuck.
So one of the things you need, Joy, Peace, and Love, is a good old energetic cleaning. That I can provide if you give me permission. Well, Erin can too. I actually don't know about Kenna whether she does that or not. I've never asked. So so if you can, Elle, can you find the other question?
Yeah, it's up.
Okay.
It's up a bit more.
So while you're looking for that, okay, never mind.
These two chakras are blocked on Joy, Peace, and Love. This and this blocked.
1201.
Okay.
Do you feel that? Do you feel a heartbreak and the not being able to talk?
Between here and here, yes, there is one there, and there's also one right here and one down in the lower pelvic area.
Do you want me to read the question to help narrow down the energy?
Yeah, no, I can do the energy, no problem. I was just talking so read the question, let the ladies answer, and I'll do the clearing if that's all right.
Anything you would have me regarding family and love relationships.
Okay.
Go ahead, Erin.
I think Elijah is.
Oh, I'm just doing a clearing. You guys can talk.
Okay,
so
I
it's
didn't hear.
family.
I was reading the
Okay.
questions.
She said, I think
Anything
you can
regarding family and love relationships.
and yeah, family and love relate. That's not broad.
No.
Okay, and I'll come back and tell you what I pick up afterwards.
So what I'm feeling is step back from the love relationships. Okay. I feel that you have had not such good luck in that area. Okay. You've been hurt, disappointments, but I feel that there has been patterns that have been going on with different relationships, different people, but really the same type of person. Okay. So there is a lesson in this that you are not learning yet. Okay. So what is being shown to me is stepping back, spending extra time on self-healing. Okay. There is some parts in you that are just, they need healed. Okay. A new relationship is not going to heal them. Okay. you owe it to yourself to get to know yourself, okay? To spend time on yourself, to work on yourself, because what you feel, what you think you are looking for in a relationship, you need to find it in yourself first. You need to know that you have that in yourself first, okay? I hope that helps you.
So one of the things I get is that you actually need to spend some time with yourself behind closed doors with a pillow, and you need to allow yourself to release the tears. There's a lot of, you have the persona of being a powerful, strong person. And so instead of releasing that old crap, you shove it down. And as you shove it down, it becomes dark and it becomes red and it becomes angry and it's frustrating. And because of that, because you have not been able to, or allowed yourself to, or been in a position to let your tears flow, this can't leave. And once you do that, the heart there seems to be problems in the lower part chakras, the base chakra, the second chakra. Again, that has to do with stamping the energy down instead of allowing it to flow. And that's why you continuously attract the same kind of energy as you have before, because you haven't allowed it to end. You haven't finished it. And I'm going to be a little blunt here. I'm really apologize. If you don't let it go, you are going to invite a physical illness into your life. It is a really good time to let it go. If you need specific help letting it go, then seek out somebody to help you. If you don't, beat the heck out of a pillow, but allow your anger, frustration, energy of suffering, let it go, because it's really, it's going to, it can in the future mess up your life in a really intense way. Okay, and pretty intense. I apologize.
Patricia Stone is next.
It's honest. Yeah,
You have anything for this lady, Kenna?
I do. She's lived her life for everybody but herself. I love the way you ladies put it. You each have a different, way of saying, and expanding on and explaining that I sit here and learn, but I absolutely did get some really sad. I got some sad feelings and some discouragement and some really bad pain as a child. It's kind of like that you didn't really get what you needed, and so you've been giving what you think everybody needs, what you would have wanted. So you've practically drained your bank account and your resources and your life, giving to people that don't appreciate it. I know we all love our children and our grandchildren, our family members and all this stuff. But even with them, or your parents, even if you have parents that are still bossing you around, you got to know who you are, and you got to know what your rights are. And then your life will begin to make sense. But until your life makes sense, you can't fix. You have all the answers for everybody else, but you just don't have the answers for you because you don't know you yet, honey. And you're the best person to get to know and make happy. I don't care if it's dance down the street backwards with purple underwear on the outside of your clothes. If that makes you happy and makes you laugh for 5 minutes, it beats holding all that stuff in, because absolutely you're going to manage. I don't even like to speak the words, but grief held in mind too long causes cancer. And none of us want that. None of us. So you got to let go of that grief. I don't care what you do about it. If you have to drive around in the car and scream, that's what I used to do. I couldn't help it. I had to get rid of that grief. I just had to. And that's all I could do that wouldn't scare my children. So I would leave them with their dad and I would go drive around and scream until I couldn't anymore. And it went on for a long time. But you have an intense amount of grief in your life and sorrow and regret But honey, life is not over. This is a turning point, and it's all up to you what you want to do with it. And I agree with the other ladies, 100%. And you're the only thing that matters. If you're not here, nothing else around you is going to work. And if you were to die today, cross today, all your worrying and all your stress and all your working, in a month or two, yeah, you're still going to be missed, but you're working yourself into an early grave. So you got to quit. And I don't know any other way to say it than you're more valuable than that. So start treating yourself like you treat everybody else, honey. You're valuable too. You walk around like you're a big diamond ring. Okay.
That's a good answer.
You know, because you are. You're a fabulous piece of jewelry. Put it on and wear it around. If you don't think you're great, who else is going to think you're great? It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks, but you got to think it. You just got to. You're here. You're supposed to be here. Don't take your life for granted, honey. Get out there and grab some of it. You never know what might happen. Mr. Right might come along because you're not talking to Mr. Wrong anymore. Yeah. So you're going to be okay, though. I know I put all this drama in there. I don't mean to, but that's kind of who I am. I get the dramatic Southern side of it. So I want to expound on that and talk about that. But yeah, you've had a lot of heartbreak and a lot of waiting for the other shoe to drop. But you're going to be just fine because the other shoe's already dropped and you don't even realize it, but you managed to get through that too. And I hope that makes some kind of sense to you because I can't see comments and I can't hear yes or no and I can't look at you. But I'm sure if I did, I would completely
Is there any comment?
crumble inside because of your pain, your emotional pain. But I will pray for you and I will send you love and light. I will.
Yeah, and if you remind me next week, I will do another layer of clearing because there is still more in there. So Patricia Scowen, she is a lady from Wales, really cool lady. I am in a strong spiritual place, but people around me are not. Am I being protected? And any messages from higher up for me? Thank you, ladies. There's always messages.
Always.
And the answer, yes, you are being protected, but at the same time, you have to make sure that your spiritual defenses, which are, in my opinion, being clear and open, you have to reset them every once in a while. And that's okay. I mean, meditation, walk in the wild, semi-wilds, or just a fresh air walk. Anything where you can ground with the earth, that will reset your protections.
She needs to take, if that's a lady, she needs to take melatonin at night so she can get some rest and good REM sleep. She's not getting any.
That probably is also true. So melatonin comes, well, when I take melatonin, I can't wake up.
You're taking too much, trying to go to sleep too fast, Elijah. Only take 5 milligrams. Not 10.
Just 5 milligrams.
Take half of that.
Yeah. We'll have
Body's fixing. Sometimes it's a seasonal thing, you know.
Yeah, like I'm just not a sleeper. Erin?
Yes.
4 minutes. People need to go.
Oh, people need to go in 4 minutes. Okay, Erin.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you have anything for Patricia's, Erin?
No, I think you guys covered it.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we got it. So Laura H, let's just chat for 4 minutes. And
Okay.
if Kenna wants to stay, she can, and we can continue on. And Erin, I know you have to go.
That's okay.
Erin, are you the one that has to go? I thought it was somebody in the comments.
No,
I mean,
it's
go.
me.
No,
Yeah,
she's
my
got
daughter.
a daughter that she needs to look after.
Just take your phone with you and keep us on video when you go to the bathroom and everything. That's
Right.
what I do with my friend. Like, come on, girlfriend, let's go to the bathroom. You're going with me.
Yeah.
That's where we go. So I guess I'm getting attached to you. So I'm trying to go home with you.
I actually have a story about that. I when I first started out, I thought, well, it'd be fun to go on one of these free reading sites.
Oh, gee whiz.
And I got this lady, and she was not impressed with me, even though I've been reading for years. And basically, by that time, I was a professional. And
Yeah.
she's sitting there and she's moving her laptop around like this, and my stomach's getting sick. And she gets up and she wanders around, and I hear the door shut. And she sits down. She covers her thing and she keeps on talking, and I hear the toilet flush. I'm going, I think I'm officially grossed out. I after that I never read it. I figured I want people to pay for it so they know that so that they know that it's just not some crackpot.
You know we're on lockdown. You know we're on lockdown. You know we're all women. And at this age, I tell my husband, gain weight, move out of the way. The first thing I got to do when I get home is go pee pee, and the next thing I got to do is go pee pee. Sorry, you know, but if I disappear on you, I'm not going to be doing that. No way.
I say to my kids, my body says I have to go to the bathroom. Get out of my way.
Oh yeah. Usually after these, I run up and I'm like, I have to pee so bad.
I know, we go back to being our real self, like scratching.
It comes in handy,
just gross. We just, go back to your real self, but when I do come on to read, I try to bring the light and stuff and not let people know that I'm quite as human as they are. I don't know why. I think that comes with the way we were raised, whether you're ashamed of your body or ashamed of being a woman or ashamed of stupid stuff like
You're
that.
not allowed to grow old, not in this North American country.
Oh,
right.
Y'all,
Well, I am gonna get going. You
Thanks for being on,
guys.
Erin. It's been
I want
great.
to thank you all for allowing me to read.
I
will
love
talk-
your energy.
I love yours too. We'll talk soon.
Yes.
So you two can work together, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we will do this, but we'll do it in everybody who's on. We'll do it, but we'll do it in a way that it is only for those people who pay. And as you can tell, when you pay, you get a lot more. It's a lot more fun because we can spend more time on you. And it is an energy exchange. And with the energy exchange, please go, Erin, before you you turn purple.
Yeah, she's like at the door. Dinner, Mom.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you all. We'll see you soon.
Bye, Erin. It's been a blast. It always is with you.
Been fun.
Yeah.
Ditto.
But as I say, with an energy exchange, it's easier for us as well to catch hold of you. So please feel free. Even with it's a $2 or $1, it does make a huge difference to have that energy shift.
I don't think people realize that, there's that it takes me an hour to get ready. It takes me time to prepare. It takes me, we all have, bills and things like that. And while yes, I do give plenty away.
Yeah, this pays, it does. This is what I do for a living. I pay my bills, and I have some wonderful people who donate, and which is always nice, not $5 here, $10 there, but it does make a huge difference.
It does. And this is a wonderful profession. And I'm proud to say that it is my profession. And I think a lot of people, I've run across that, especially places that people ask, why do you charge, for your gifts? Well, I put a lot of time, energy, and effort into being on my spiritual path and to studying on my spiritual path. And one of the messages from Spirit was absolutely that I need to look at this as my profession. And so I can choose to go back to work if I want to, but I really don't want to go back into an office setting. I'm much like the lady that I read that said, I'm just done. I don't want to do that anymore. And I don't want to be that same person that the house is perfect and everything on you is perfect. I went back to finding me and realizing that, so what, you're still the same person if you don't have your makeup on. You're still the same person if you're 20 years older. Inside, I'm still young. My spirit is young. My spirit is all the power. It's just using my body.
Yeah.
But
we do. I spent knowingly. I've been on this path since I was 25. I have worked knowingly at it. I've been reading since I was 19, but knowingly being on a spiritual path, growing my spiritual gifts and things. I put effort into it. It is a job.
It is,
Yeah.
and it is a lot of energy. I think at times it's really super easy, but I get nervous, you know, when I'm starting with a new, or when I'm around different energy or lots of energy. I don't know how to put it, but I can't even go to Costco, you know, because it's too overwhelming for me.
Yeah,
So
I send poor Elle to do my Costco runs now.
Stacy does it all for me. He knows, because I'll start crying or something in public because I just can't take all the energy.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
clearer you get, the easier it is. No, I gotta rephrase that. The more you vibrate, the easier it is to be overcome by other energy. Part of it is, though, as we vibrate higher, we also learn not to be impacted quite so much. But it
That's
also
true.
builds up, and it's okay, had enough. I'm done. I'm finished. Even
How
with
many
you,
times?
even with you, as a general rule, can survive being locked down for umpteen dozen hours a day.
True. And have you ever just been so exhausted after one reading because of the person's energy?
Oh yeah, just sometimes I'll just want to go and cry.
Yeah, sometimes I do. I'll cry or I'll be angry. Sometimes other people's energy, if I'm not careful, you know, because we're all learning. We all get to different stages.
Yeah.
But I've learned to.
One thing I do know for sure, when I'm finished, I want
I know.
to have something to eat and something to drink, and I'm talking of like a drink of juice or something like that, and I
Mhm.
want to put my feet up for a good half hour.
And watch television.
No,
Something. I'd have to watch something funny.
I watch my computer, my phone.
Well, I know I sit down to watch a program because I don't eat until I'm done reading for the day. So if that's midnight, I haven't eaten all day. I generally don't eat before I read.
Yeah,
So
no, when I finish a reading, my energy is. I know some people say, "Oh, it's no problem. I can go read and I feel better and everything." I don't know how they do it, honestly, because
I don't know either.
when I do a reading, I put my whole soul into it, and I pay attention to everything they say, and I focus on just solely on them. And I'm tired.
Oh,
Plus, I'm a little older than you too, not by much, I guess, really.
no, not by much.
But
No.
but the younger readers, I do feel my age at times.
Ooh, me too. Me too. But I find that sometimes, and I think it's part of just learning how to control your energy too, because you know, during reading you can pick up more energy because you're connected to source, but you can also absolutely be at your limit. And I don't think people realize that there's a time when you just have to sit and do
There
you.
are times I will tell people, I'm sorry, I can't get any more. I'm done. That's like 3 hours into a reading and they're having a major meltdown, but I'm sorry, I cannot do another minute.
Because, you know, did you ever feel like you just went through all of that with them, like their whole life? Did you ever feel like, okay, boy, this is heavy, but I'm going to hang with you and I'm going to get you to a solution. I try to lead the people to a solution that they can see.
Yeah, me too.
But you know,
But
and that's a lot of work because you got to look at all the choices they can make and
you
see.
have to look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah. And so if I had to teach this, I'm not sure how I would teach it, and I'm not sure what I would charge for it, because
You'd have to, well, you'd have to be Elizabeth, and she's got it down pat. I know.
I don't know.
Tried to teach my students, they come and ask me a question, and I say, I don't think you should do that. Please, I don't
Right.
think you're ready for ayahuasca. Okay. Hey, I did ayahuasca 3 times now, and I threw up and nearly died. Yeah, no, I'm not going to teach.
You know, well, there's people that just suck it up like I'm doing right now. I suck up every little ounce of information I
But
can
that's different. You listen, right?
yes, but this is a place that I feel totally comfortable, and that knowledge is presenting itself that I haven't seen or heard before. And you can read it 1,000 times. Reading it and experiencing it's 2 different things until you get that click that says, oh, that's what that is.
And
So
like you
I'm,
say, you ask a question from here, 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 and here. And
yes,
I don't do that so much now, but I used to. I'm sure because I had teachers. I'm sure I drove my teachers crazy and then all of a sudden I go, oh, I got it. And I'd just turn and walk away.
I like the way you explain things, and I like the way you read. I don't know how you do it, but I can't really explain. Like, you put me on point and you made me explain, where did you get that information from? Well, I really had to stop and think, why was that so easy? Why are you struggling? Why do you doubt yourself when all you have to do is that?
Yeah.
Well, it's something about, it's almost like being in a,
Just a point of view, and also I think it's an energy level. We should actually go do some. Patricia's going. Laura H says hi. We're doing really good with you. Been listening to us.
Do you want me to come closer and help you read the questions?
Yeah, sure. Kafu girl, she says, my whole life has fallen apart in the past year. Is there any messages from spirit, particularly financial, and the person I love? Well, I'm going to answer falling apart first. That's because it's time for you to change. It's time for you to move on. When your life falls apart, it's spirit saying, hey, lady, it's time to move. You're no longer the same person. And if you don't listen, that's when you get the problems with the finances. And that's when you have the problems with the love life. Do you get anything about Kafu girl?
I got exactly what you got, that the person that's in her life, the relationship, is quite a financial drain that's causing your financial problems. So anytime you have financial problems, of course you're going to have relationship problems. Of course you are, because the order is all messed up. So yeah, I would say that you feel like your life is pretty real screwy, because in every area it's kind of screwy right now. But just like Elijah said, it's for change, and it's a scary time for you, because you're always used to supporting yourself and having plenty of, not that you would have an abundance of yet, because I get that you're young. That's how I feel. I feel that you're young, but I also feel like this is a drain on you financially, this relationship, not just financially, but emotionally, because there's never a for sure thing. It's never set in stone. There's never a date. You don't know where it's going. Nobody's talking, this guy's not talking. And so you don't know whether to get hitched or to get to work. One of the things that you need to do, honey, is you need to realize that a man can leave you at any time. Anytime. And it doesn't matter if you have 4 or 5 kids. So you have to make yourself independent. You can still be in a relationship. That's not an issue, but you'll have more power in that relationship. When when you're stable enough that you can stand on your own and say, I don't care. I don't care who comes or goes. I'm going to live a decent life. And that's pretty much, and I'm sorry it comes with so much emotion, but I feel a lot of anger, because it's like your own choices have put you in a soup that's boiling and you want out. And I don't blame you, but that's the way to get out, is to talk to spirit.
Yeah, ask them, what do I do next?
What do I do next? And wait for it. Yeah, and sometimes it'll come in a dream. We have dream interpreters, and I work with my dreams. But your intuition is telling you anyway that some of these case scenarios in your life are your own choices, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how we learn. If I didn't make mistakes, I wouldn't learn anything. That's how I learn. Although I've learned it's easier to follow spirit versus Kenna, because Kenna's just out there.
Well, spirit never gives up.
No, and your journey never stops. And I always wondered about that, but I do see that this is a confusing time and a quandary. You have just a quandary. You're in a quandary, and it's like there's so many decisions to be made that you doubt yourself for this person. And it's all okay, because there's not just one love in your life. You're going to have lots of loves in your life. And while you certainly would like to get married and lock this one down, I just don't know that person's all the way in like you, honey. So if that came out a little rough, I'm sorry. But as someone that goes, I paid Eliz-sha to read me. Believe me, I knew she was good. And I always wanted the truth, no matter how blunt it came out from the reader. I wanted the truth, because I wanted to fix whatever area was in my life that needed fixed. And while I can certainly find all my flaws, it just helps when another reader points it out to me. So please take anything that I say, know that it comes from spirit and that it's intended with love and kindness and light, and not versus the bluntness that comes out.
And then sometimes that's just the way spirit is. They just, I know there are times I'll say to other people's guides, okay, I cannot tell them that.
Elijah, you're very sweet, and I think that sometimes I wonder, am I an immature spirit, because it's like a little kid that walks in and says, okay, well, I saw the dog bite the cat or something stupid, and the mom's just like, whatever. Sometimes I feel like when I tell you things that you look at me like, where the heck did she come from? But that's much what it's like to read someone else's life. But the great thing is, I don't think that we're judgmental. Try not to be.
That part of our job description. And
Yeah.
if you run into somebody who's judgmental, don't go to that reader, because that is that's not a professional reader. I have some very interesting people that I've read for.
Yeah.
Their life is their life, and it's not my job.
Oh no, we can't possibly do all that. We just can give the information and guide you, and then it's your decision, because ultimately it's your karma and it's your life. So you always have to make the right decision for you, regardless of the information.
Yeah, and quite often we know, even though we can see, we know that people are not going to listen to us.
No, that's why we're called henpeckers and naggers.
Yeah.
We tell our husbands and our children, no matter, even if our kids are 50, we're still telling them, you'd think because we got gifts, they'd listen. Most time they do.
Since when do children listen to their mothers?
Dude, I was so scared of mine since my mother popped me in the face. How about you?
I never popped in the
No,
face.
it's been on the butt quite a few times.
Not quite a few times.
No, gosh. Every time I said a swear word, so at least once every 6 months.
Yeah, every few months she'd
So,
become
yeah.
She'd get too big for her britches, and I'd bring her down to size. And she was actually quite a sweet kid.
I hung out with her sisters too often.
Though on
You
the
hung
other hand, I know my mother did pop me in the face once, right where the
did?
glasses are, and I still remember that quite vividly. But that was a different time, a different.
Very
On
different.
that note, I'm gonna make us go forward with questions. Otherwise, we're gonna be here all day, Elizabeth.
Right? Can we take a commercial break? It's called Charmin.
Yeah, go ahead, and
Yeah,
I'll do the
we
next
can
little ones.
do a couple of questions.
Stacy will sit in for him.
That's why I have an L.
Right on. He said no. I'm just gonna go tink. I'll be right back.
Okay, so on this note, Laura H., I would love a message from my guides. Let's churn these out. It's been 2 hours.
Yeah, Laura H. Well, with the Kenna on, we know it's going to be long, because she's
Yes.
another Elizabeth. Laura. So Laura, the first thing I get is that you're not looking after your health. There's something you're ignoring about your health, and it might be because it frightens you, because you have an overactive imagination and you go to the worst case scenario. And I'm suggesting that at this point, it's still just stress. And the stress, once you have a handle on the stress, you will not, that a lot of that energy will dissipate. I would also recommend, because I am not a doctor, I do recommend that you go check out with a medical professional. And it might be that your medical professional is somebody who does something like live blood work or something like that, that has different options. But please go look after, go find out, and do it before. It might be simply that you need to take extra magnesium, or extra potassium, or vitamin D or vitamin E. So just go check and find out now before it becomes something and stress does turn into stuff that can be harder to heal or clear. So please go look after yourself. It is time to do that. And one of the things I always recommend is you take time for yourself. I always recommend baths if you can do it, because water is cleansing and clearing, and it clears away a lot of negative energy. If you can, always try and end a bath with a bit of a shower, because running water is a good form of doing it. So look after yourself, get a good book, go read in the bathtub, listen to your good music, and take care of yourself. Okay.
All right, next question. Ashley S. asks, do I keep dreaming about having a baby girl because I'm going to get pregnant soon?
Do you have an answer for that, Kenna?
I get that she would like to get pregnant soon, and that when she does, yes, it will be a girl.
Not that it's my job, but I got an inner child personally. But
could be.
It has
Could
to
be.
Yeah. Part of it is because you probably want a child so badly. It's like when you're in a bathtub and you go try to chase that soap and it keeps skittering out of your hands. Want it a little less. Okay. And yes, there is a little girl waiting waiting for you to be ready.
Apologies. Lily Dulo, it was a dog barking.
You have a puppy dog, right?
Oh, he thinks he's the boss. Let me tell you. Elise blew by and he barked.
Lily Dulo asks, can I ask you about energies regarding my relationship in June? Elisha once told me to step back a bit, but it feels confusing. Maybe time can clear.
Okay, when I say step back, you don't have to step back in the physical. I mean, step back in the emotional, the energy. Yep. So Lily comes from
Albania.
She's a really cool lady, very spiritual lady. I read for her quite a bit, and I think this would probably be better coming from you.
Okay, so this is Lily from Albania.
Yeah, she's a really sweet lady.
And tell me the question one more time. That's why I like comments, so I can read it, and then the spirit will give me the answer. So if you'll just tell me, where is she?
Energies regarding relationships in June.
She's in a relationship already.
That's not the relationship that came forward for me, darling. The relationship that came forward for me was more of a work relationship. It's something that you do with a group of others. And there's a little bit of disagreement there going on, and that's not a good place. I mean, it's not making you feel real good. You know what I'm saying? It's like the energy's off, and it's a group. It's a set of people that you have something outside of your personal life. Let's put it like that. I don't know if it's your work life or your friends, but there's a disagreement going on right there, and that's causing a little bit of upset with your relationship, because you're not, the person that you're with is used to seeing you in a certain way. Like, you don't ever let anybody see you sweat. You've got it handled. You're a cool customer. Nobody really knows what you're thinking. Although you're very tender inside and you feel like everybody can see inside you, that's not so. So hang on a second, because my husband's out there talking now. He's talking on the left side where I hear from, so he's got to go on. So what I get, I apologize for my dog. I don't know why he's acting like this today.
We had 3 of our own. You're okay. You're in fine company.
So thank you so much, Elle, because I get a little nervous. But on this,
and everybody else has cats that jump all over them in the middle of things, so you're fine.
Right. But he's just a killer. He thinks. So, but back to Lily. I feel like because you're always cool, calm, and collected, and you know everything, the right answer for everything for everybody, that it's kind of thrown your relationship off a little bit because you're the stronger of the two. I don't know this person at all, but you're the stronger, and so he needs that. And that's unfair because really you need someone to hug you and hold you and let you release all of your thoughts and your little insecurities about abandonment and stuff. You need him to kind of stand there for you for a minute. And it's kind of scaring him a little bit because you're the stronger of the two. So you'll be okay because you're only human, and that's okay to be human. But in this person's eyes, it's kind of scary, but you'll get it together. It's a blip on the radar is all it is. And it's also a test. I wouldn't call it a spiritual test, but a test of moxie and metal. Does he have the moxie and the metal for you? That's the only thing. You need a specific type person. And so when you step back, pretend like you're watching you relate with him, okay? And then watch yourself in your relationships that are outside of your job or that circle where people aren't getting along and you're not liking the energy. So watch yourself. Go back and replay it in your mind and say, okay, is this my issue? Is this my issue? And see how your life is playing out. And you'll find that in some situations where you would advise the exact opposite to people, you find that you're doing something you would tell someone else that's not the way oh boy, this is tough.
You're doing a great job.
It's kind of like, if you were me and I was you, what would you say? Because I've been you. And it's okay, because love has many different faces and many different places. So let it be what it is in the relationship, because that's pretty cool. This work relationship is not too cool, or this outsider relationship thing where there's
No, I believe you're right. It is a
cool.
work relationship.
Okay, so and I hope I didn't ramble too much and not answer the question.
No, you're good. Okay, on that note, Lena, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to try and pronounce your last name.
Lena?
It's already been a long day.
Right? She's so young.
So Lena asks, hi ladies, great seeing you all in. Please hit me with any messages from my guides. Many blessings and thank you.
Is that a man?
No, it's a beautiful woman. She lives down, I believe I believe it's a lady who lives down close to Washington, D.C. And she's a really cool lady.
Very cool. And she comes across with a jokester personality.
She's a very calm personality with it. Lena, I'm thinking it is.
Ask her if she likes.
She comes from Middle Europe, but she's American now.
Oh.
And she's got a little rabbit called Bun Bun.
So she's in the U.S. now? So she got married, huh?
Yeah,
married?
She got married and she works for, I'm never quite clear the job she works for, to be honest, but it's
civil service.
Really interesting.
Is it with the government?
It's sort of like that. I don't think it is, but it's
government or state.
It's something that she works with a lot of different governments.
Diplomat.
Not a diplomat.
Oh, diplomat. Got it.
She's not actually a diplomat, but she does diplomatic things.
You know how how I knew what she did? She does something. There's a plane, the Concorde. Was she on the flight? Was she on the maiden flight of the Concorde?
Single.
Was she?
Not the same lady you're thinking
Okay,
of.
it's not the same lady I'm thinking of. Apologize.
She's from Europe. She's from Slovakia.
Very close to where the other lady. Okay, and she's single. Okay. So, okay, I had the wrong lady completely.
Oh, I do that too. I'll skip over and grab another energy, even though I've just read the question. So whoever that belonged to, there you go. It was free, I guess. So take it.
Did you want me to read the question again?
Yes, please.
Messages from my guides.
So Lena, messages from our guides.
Lena, you start. Okay, Elisha, you start.
Okay, well, the first thing I get is you've got a really, really good sense of humor. And sometimes your guides will play tricks on you because you're having a great sense of humor. You're also a little bit rigid in your thinking, or not your thinking so much, but in the way you present yourself to the world. And sometimes they play tricks on you so that you lighten up and loosen up. And they do it with the utmost love, by the way. It's not meant to be malicious or anything, but they do suggest, Lena, that you not only do you look at other people and laugh with them, you also look at yourself and allow yourself to be your backbone is really straight. You're very, you're really straight, and you're very proper within yourself. Allow yourself to A, make mistakes, and B, just be a little bit more who you are, rather than how you were trained to be by your mom, by circumstances. So allow yourself to breathe a little bit more when you go through daily life. Do you get something now, Kenna?
Mm-hmm. I do. What I saw for you is that, like Elijah says, sometimes another reader will open the door when I don't get, the immediate first thing, because I'll sit there for a little bit and think about it. But that's exactly what I was receiving, is that you're not, while she puts it in a much more eloquent way, while you inside can be quite entertaining and funny to the people, you're quite charming and how do I put this? You've got a magnetism to you, to the people you let in that know you the best, like the select few. Like, you don't let very many people really close to you to get to know the real you because of criticism, past criticism, and childhood criticism. You doubt yourself, but if you could see the real you, you would find that you're endear people to you because you're funny. If you would just let yourself be funny. And we're all on the journey to find ourselves, because raising and the things we've read in our belief system has covered the real us up, and now you're coming to the point in life where you want to find out about the real you. Your spirit guide tells me that they try to talk to you in the bathroom at times, and you don't like that, and they try to talk to you in your bedroom at times, and you don't like that. So I think you're being afraid, because that's what they're telling me. You don't want to be bothered in the bathroom, and you don't want to be bothered in your bedroom. So I don't know why they want to come there, to tell you the truth, but that's where they're at. Or they're always with you, but that's what they're telling me. So I don't know if they're trying to talk to you while you're getting ready in the morning, or while you're trying to go to bed at night, or whatever, but that's when most of the messages are coming through. At times when you'd be doing routine things like getting ready for bed, or reading, or putting your makeup on, or brushing your teeth. Look to those times too for messages, because messages are being given. They're just not, you're in a hurry. They're just in a big hurry. Right. Meditation.
I'm a jump, cut people off and jump to the next question. I'm good at that.
I'm sorry, Elle. I'm all over the place.
Mary Ice asks, I'm looking for being grounded, centered, and have inner clarity about a past situation with a Gemini. What should I ask for in achieving this goal?
Release. Let them go.
How do I release?
Yeah.
How do you release?
By chorus of angels.
I would start out with a visualization myself. Take a pair of scissors and cut all those cords, then visualize the cords being cauterized, because you don't want to lose energy. and just keep telling yourself and the universe, it's time to let this guy go.
Thank you. I've learned. Hold on.
Yeah, and do tell the universe, you figured it out. I don't need this lesson anymore.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one. But when you find yourself thinking about the guy, just say, bless you. You taught me what I need to know. I love you. Goodbye. I no longer need you.
Yes.
You no longer have power over me.
Yes.
But it is, and another thing you can do, it's a very powerful tool. Sit down and write a letter to him.
Over and over again.
About minimum of 5 times. Rewrite that letter a minimum of 5 times.
And then burn that.
And then I would recommend you burn that, as my daughter says. But writing the letter over and over again, each time you'll have a little bit more clarity and a little bit more release until you understand why it happened. And in your case, stop thinking that you were the one that caused the breakup. He might have blamed you, but that's simply because he's too damn lazy to think of a good thing, to let go. Okay.
Kenna?
Yes, ma'am. What do I think of that? I think the Gemini is a pretty flighty dude. And well, he's a good flirt and he's good in bed and he makes you feel good about yourself and he's funny and he's more youthful. You know, he's more you like him because he makes you laugh and he's fun, right? But no, and you don't want this lesson anymore. So what I like to do when I've repeated that lesson 400 times and I can't help myself anymore, I go outside and I look up at the sky and I pray to who I believe in. And then I look at the night sky and I say, okay, universe, you know what I want? You know where it is? Please bring it to me through the path of least resistance and let me let go of anybody with no harm. And I never burn a bridge. Never do I ever burn a bridge. So don't burn your bridges. Always love this guy because, you know, everything's a cycle and he could come back into your life at a different time. I don't know yet. But once again, I don't know if this is one of those hurry up and wait things. Elijah is the only other person I've ever heard say, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. This is one of those cases. It's a hurry up and wait, but there is a change coming in your life. It will be for the best. But like Elijah said, don't carry any hate with you. Write the letter, burn it so that you can get rid of that and then release him with love. And that way, you're going to feel a little bit better about yourself because Geminis, and I'm a Gemini, I'll tell you how we are. You know, when we're in love, we want to lock you down. That's it. We're going to the courthouse to get married, just like that. If he's procrastinating and putting it off and all that junk, put a period and move on because there is a Libra that's going to be better for you. Will help you.
Good answer.
Yes.
Georgie asks, hello, any messages for my guides, please and thank you.
Georgie, a girl or a guy?
Georgie. War what? I don't know.
Oh, it's war. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Where did it go? God damn it.
Go popper. It'll be $5 in the super chat every time you say a naughty word.
I mean,
love me some ale. Oh, y'all know what? A Playgirl bunny just subscribed to my something I'm interested on. Or maybe they subscribe to this. Yeah.
I don't know.
Playgirl.
So, Georgie Warrot, and I'm apologizing for butchering and screwing up your name, says, hello, ladies. Any messages from my guides, please?
Yeah, I think I'm starting to wind down.
I mean, let's be real here. It's been like 2.5 hours, ladies.
But let me see what I can get. So they're very happy with you. I'm not sure why they're very happy with you, but you've done something. You've, and this is what they say: you stop procrastinating over a very important event in your life, and now things are going to start moving. Da-da-da. And your guides, they're doing a dance, and it's not the kind of dance you see in any nightclub or anything. It's one you'd see around a fire in a country setting. It's a joyful dance, and so your guides are very happy for you. You're moving forward, and but having said you're moving forward, they also suggest you be very, very careful on the path you choose to take. Okay, so things are moving, but pay attention to the path. One is more positive than another. I'm done.
I got a male guide for you. A very strong male presence came in, and everything that Elisha said, yes, and also that along with this change in your spirituality was some sort of, I got initiation. So I don't know if your guides are celebrating the fact that you made a step in your spirituality or on your life path. I don't know if it's your spiritual path or your life path, but you did step up and you were initiated into something of higher vibration. And I don't know what that is, but it made you happy. So it was a decision that you made. So I would say that you're starting out on your path. You're continuing on your path with a first decision that was very good. And so be sure and put a lot of thought and also visualization into your future so that you can manifest that, because you can manifest quickly with visualization, thought, words, and writing. All of those things put to good use in the here and now for yourself and others.
All right. So how are we doing? Do we need to call it quits?
I'm getting to the end of my energy. I still have meditation to do later.
I know. That's why I'm asking. Because it's 2. We have a meditation in 3 hours ish.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling, Kenna? Can you keep going?
Do we have how many more people are on the feed?
We have quite a few. I'm not gonna lie.
So this has actually been pretty exciting for us. I guess
it's been fun.
Yeah. How many is it? Quite a few.
What do you think about maybe if we could ask the people to come again next week?
Yeah.
On the same day, and we can do this again.
Most people that we have on our chat at the moment are either people who see us every day anyhow.
Not every day.
And or 4 times a week.
Okay.
But we can still do this.
Or attached to
But
Facebook
I would like to do it
anyways.
on the Sunday. Not this Sunday.
Okay.
We could do it on this Sunday. Let me see. I have to change something. But
Stay tuned.
But we could do the one where we actually, you want it, you pay for it, because people know what we do now, and this will come and people will do it. So
okay.
Would you want to do that instead? Because A, this is fun, and B, we can we can set it up, and I could do a little advertising.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. And I'll advertise on my page too, and everywhere that I know to advertise, because I'm so excited about Wisdom Keepers, because even though I'm this age, I'm learning wisdom seekers, right? How do you say it? How do you say it?
Seekers.
How do I say it?
Wisdom keepers.
Do I really? I say wisdom keepers every time?
So far.
Do I really?
That's all right, because we are the keepers of wisdom.
And I'm
But
your secret keeper. I'm not going to tell.
but now we're looking for
Seekers.
seeking wisdom. You
Oh,
look, you could have a cup of coffee too.
Yeah. Just real quick, because this is the most I've seen in our almost a year of doing live interactives. We've had an average around 15 to 30 people in the last 2 hours study, and God's bless you all.
Yeah.
yes. Thank you. That's such great confirmation. God, we just want to do good. We just want to
have
help.
to thank Kenna for that.
No, y'all
That
were
is your idea. This is your idea.
well, because I saw I'm allowed to see the potential.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you've got all the ingredients, and you've got the wisdom, you've got the experience, you've got various readers, you've got various meditators, dream interpreters, visions, everything you could possibly. I wish I had found this a long time ago when I was young. I would have just been glued to it. But unfortunately, I'm this age, and it was books and stuff I didn't like.
It's only been up for a couple of years.
And
Well,
a
true.
variation of a website on and off. So
This has been fun, and I like interactives. I call them lives, but I like them because I get to know other people and feel their energy. I get to know Eliz-sha, even though I feel like I've known her my whole life, and then I got to know Erin, and then
It does feel like we've known each other a long time, doesn't it?
yes, it does, and I've never felt uncomfortable. So that's one thing that I really appreciate is just the love and the support here, and nobody, I do have. Like I do bust in and I do have like all this energy and a lot of it's nervous and it'll calm down. This is just normal for me.
You're fine.
But everybody's so sweet to help and not get mad and to not like, I don't know. I see a group that has so much potential that we're just going to have to let spirit unfold it and see where it goes from there. But I do have a lot of good, positive affirmation from spirit about this group. Absolutely. I'll talk to you in private about that.
Yeah, but honestly, that's one of our credos is honesty, integrity, and and we do try really hard to be honest and in integrity, because being a psychic is not everybody in the field is.
I know. I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
And I know that, and also I want to explain to people that sometimes, I'm grabbing information information's coming to me. So I've noticed that on feeds, sometimes I might grab the one underneath or the one above. And if it doesn't match with you, just simply say that's not matching with my reading. And then I'll get a better connection, especially on the paid readings. Anytime you pay, I want to focus in on you and you alone. So sometimes when I'm just doing general readings, I'll grab the person above and the person below. I'll grab their energy instead of that person's, and then I'll read. And so I did that today. So sometimes, and we'll work it all out, but I just want to apologize for any.
Don't apologize.
No.
Don't ever.
Oh, well, okay, then I'll
Seize
just do
the day.
Seize the day, honey.
What we've trained our audience, our community to do is
We train them up.
well, we're trying to. I'm trying to. The more information we can get that you are willing to offer, the easier our readers can latch on and get a more accurate reading upon you.
Like for me, I like names.
Yeah, but that is why astrologers, not us, astrologers ask for birth dates, moons, Aquarius, whatever that means. I am not an astrologer. I do not care. Personally speaking, this is why the more information we get, it's not to use against you, it's to tune in to you to get a more accurate reading for you. But we do try our best. We do what we can, and we try and do it in a timely manner.
She's talking about us.
I'm talking about everybody because there's a lot of chatterboxes.
Every once in a while, she'll go, Mom, it's time to move on now.
I know, we all need that little.
You know, Mom gets loopy when she becomes a chatterbox herself and keeps going on and on and on and on with the same reading. And it's like, all right, you're finished. You're finished. Stop.
Well, it has a point, but Spirit hasn't given you the point yet.
No,
So
no, it means I'm tired.
Yeah. And
Does that
she's
mean
on
you're tired?
the point.
I thought I was loopy anyway. So if I get loopier, that's when I'm tired. So maybe, I don't know. You'll have to tell me.
Oh, I don't know. Elle's really good at being domineering.
I mean, when I'm going to cut you off, I'm going to cut you off. Elizabeth doesn't always hear.
Elizabeth hears and laughs.
Get off the phone. That
Yeah, Elizabeth's cool. She just kind of sits there and laughs at you.
basically.
Yep, she does.
Go fix that.
So I am, because it is 10 to 2 Pacific time. We should call it. You need food.
Yeah.
You have to get ready for the meditation with Maddie Lawson on Facebook.
Yeah.
Link it in the description below. I can talk. It's been a long day. Let's wrap this shit up.
Okay.
Oh, somebody's running out of patience. Elle needs a break, y'all. So let's give her a break. Let's give us all a break.
She's been up
I-
since 6 o'clock this
I-
morning.
Right on.
Well,
Yeah,
even if those peoplings are my family.
that's true. So I'm going to, it's been a blast, really, it has. I will be here tomorrow at generally around 11ish on Friday. So with people we missed today, come on and how I do, usually I do a card reading ahead of time. But this time it was unique and actually I really enjoyed this a lot. We will be back and we will do the same sort of thing. It will be paid. It will be a
We
paid
will
thing
focus on super chats and donations.
and donations.
Right. And just show up.
Yeah.
Just If you show up, we'll throw out some free answers because sometimes I get immediate yes and immediate no. So I like to give out free too as well as charge. So
Yeah.
we'll throw some of those in there. Just
That's
show
cool.
up.
Yes, no's we can do for free.
Yeah.
I will get your input. I get your input on that actually, because as I said, this is your idea. But I'm going to hang it up
Just-
now.
yeah,
So
real
Okay,
quick.
darling. Namaste.
Georgie Warwa, and I apologize for saying your name wrong. I will continue to apologize. I don't think it's going to get better. She sent a super chat that hasn't come in yet from YouTube. She's in India, and thank you for whether it comes through or it doesn't. We thank you for the
we do from the bottom of our heart.
thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We do appreciate that.
We
very
appreciate
much.
that with everyone who, even if you don't help us financially, that's okay. Just like, share, subscribe,
The sharing
Yes.
would be great.
tell
Yes.
everyone who
Yeah.
you think will be interested in this noise.
Yeah,
I
trying to
love
put her
it.
to bed.
Yep.
Right?
And yeah, okay. sign us off.
We do appreciate the shares and everything else. Again,
Yeah.
namaste, namasko.
We'll see you all later. Bye.